just thought I would do a demo. I made a MCP server for JSON Resume. I don't know if anyone really knows what MCP is, but for those who are much into Cursor and Windsurf probably do. So I'll just show what it does first. Then we'll show you how to install it. So obviously JSON Resume, you can have a gist called resume.json. When you have that, we automatically host your resume through the ecosystem. You can go into all of that later on a different domain. I have no idea what's going on with my screen share. So what we kind of built is just this. You can go into Windsurf. It's set up for Cursor too. And I just cloned down this project called Small Web. This is kind of a cool project. I recommend checking it out. But I don't work on it, but I just downloaded it for the point. And if I go into Windsurf and I have the Small Web project open, I can just type in update my resume. And what it's going to do is it's going to look at this whole project, analyze it, and then it's going to analyze it with OpenAI, figure out what it does, make up some nice talking points. Then it's going to fetch my resume from my gist. So if I have a resume on GitHub Gists, I don't want to say both, fuck it. And once it's done that, it will actually update my gist automatically. So essentially, while you're working on different projects, you can just say update my resume, and it'll try to keep your resume in up to date, which is cool. I think I've been already using it across some of my projects. Anytime I'm working on something, I'm just gonna be like update my resume, so it just sort of stays up to date. And it gets a lot of detail that you generally miss. I find it picks up libraries that I didn't really know that I've been using or I didn't think to include in my resume. Kind of writes better descriptions. So if I go now, so it's said it's finished. So if I go to check out my resume, or I can check out let's just check out my resume first. So you can see here that it's actually added an entry for Small Web. Small Web is a unique way of looking at website creation, presenting the concept of an internet folder on your computer with subfolders mapped to a subdomain, and it adds some highlights as to what it's done. And actually used it to add a couple other projects I've been working on recently to my resume, which I just didn't have the time to do, and it's done a great job of adding them. And if we go over to my gist, we can just we can see that it was updated a minute ago. And the good thing about the revisions is using gist is you have revisions, and if it ever completely fucks up your resume, you can just revert it back to a previous one. So it added me as a Golang. It also added some skills to my resume: Golang expert, serverless architecture, and web hosting. And that is just through looking at the Small Hub project, and we can see those skills were also added to my resume here, which is cool. So yeah, that's what it added. So that's essentially the demo. I'm not going to really teach anyone how to use MCP. I'm sure they're going to be all the rage going into the future. But more or less, you can just copy these configs into Windsurf or into Cursor. You will need a GitHub token and an OpenAI key to get it to work. And that sort of just goes in here. Fuck you. Probably add some more updates to this. It's pretty fun to play with. How do I finish?